We want to now talk about weather and climate. You will remember that the weather and climate are not part of our house. Instead, they are something that is found outside our house. We cannot control the weather. What do you think when you think about weather?
I think weather are clouds and the rains.
And also the hot sun.
For me, it's those strong winds that blow everything away.
Wow, that's all right. Like you all said, weather is what we see each day of our lives. Some days it rains, some days it's sunny, some days it's windy. So every day we can get different weather.
So, if this is all weather, Kwani, what is climate?
That's a good question. Climate is something a bit different from weather. Climate is when we look at a longer period of time, months and years, and we see what the weather is doing. For example, many of you elders here will remember that it used to rain always at the same time of the year. Isn't that true?
When I was young, we always knew when the rains were coming. They never failed us and we were happy. Nowadays you can wait and nothing will come and our livestock suffer. And then one day the whole sky opens up and does not stop raining until even our livestock are swept away by the floods.
Now, that is what we call climate. As you said, we might see that it is very dry for a long period of time, much longer than in the olden days, so long that the grass cannot grow and come back. This period we would call a drought. And as we heard, the climate is something which is changing. In recent times, we have seen longer and hotter dry periods and the rains fall at random times unlike in the past. This is called climate change, and it's happening all over the world.
So, as you describe it, I can see that climate and weather are not something we can control. But if they'll always change, how can we survive these changes?
The only way we can prepare to cope with unknown weather and climate is by making sure we always have some grass and water that can feed our livestock and help us and them to survive.
Well, how do we do that?
So, let's look at our house from the floor up to its roof. As we have been discussing, we must first build healthy plants and healthy soils, which can catch and use the rain in the best way. The plants with strong roots will find water and nutrients from afar and feed its leaves. The leaves will provide shade so soil and water can be stored for longer in the ground. We need to prepare the land in ways that it can catch heavy rains and it is not just washed away.
Yes. Then the plants, seed, and new fodder can grow. And we must plan where our livestock graze so that we allow the plants to recover, seed, and give us more food. I see if we do this, we will have healthy land and better livestock which we can depend on to survive droughts. By keeping less cattle, sheep and goats, we will use less grass. So, then the cattle, sheep and goats we do keep will be healthy and get us a good market price.
This makes sense. We must stop blaming the weather and the climate for destroying our rangelands. Instead, we must look after our land and livestock so that the climate cannot destroy them. Now, let's discuss this in detail.